So, it's come to this. Now, given what's gonna happen in this video, like having like all these characters with a bunch of voices, that's nothing new. Like that's the thing that's been going on with a bunch of media, really. DDLC is no stranger to this. I just wanted to put my thoughts out there. Now, what inspired me to make this video is actually DDLC's Japanese release. At least the base game. I'm not talking about Plus. Gonna be honest, I legit forgot that DDLC Plus was a thing. Now, I've seen a few clips of playthroughs here and there of the base game in Japanese, and from what I could tell, it's basically just the same thing, just with Japanese text. Like that's fine and all. That's fine. I understand that. And then, like, when I finally saw the ending, it was basically just the same thing. Like, it had the original audio, but they put Japanese text over it. Like, okay, like, that's fine. That's fine. Now, I do realize that compared to many, like, other video game companies, Team Salvato is really fucking small. No offense, Dan. Because, like, aside from the art and the one voice we do hear in the game, Dan pretty much did the entire thing himself. Like, the writing, the coding, the whatchamacallit, the music. How the fuck do I forget what music is? Like, he did all of that himself, and I commend him for that. Still, it is pretty fun to, like, imagine what these characters would sound like, especially in the context of, like, a series of anything. A little side note here, I'm not sure, like, a series focusing on DDLC is really gonna work. I'm very unsure of that, given how the game is presented, but that's something else for another day that I probably will never get to. Let's be honest here. Now, I have tried to, like, put my thoughts together, so I just ended up making a list, because, like, that's, like, the first thing I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be honest here. Both for English and Japanese VAs, because, like, yeah. I don't know what else to say, really. And without further ado, here's the list. Yeah, could you tell that I'm sort of indecisive about things? We'll start with Monika. Now, in terms of Monika's English voice, Jillian Ashcraft gets to stay, because, like, that's already been established in base game. I already know, like, some people aren't gonna like that, but I'm a man of consistency. At least IRL. And, in some of my works, I am, too. But that's beside the point. Bottom line, Jillian's already been established. Let's just get on with it. Now, as for Monika's Japanese voice, I've settled on Inori Minase. And I'm just gonna use her performance as Itsuki Nakano from Quintessential Quintuplets as an example.
借金取りか? お金ならありません。
なんで閉めるんですか。開けてください。
何？
あなたにお渡しするものがあります。
いつき。
何ですか？
いやー、休み時間なのに予習してるなんて偉い。家でも自習してると聞くぞ。
そうでしょうか。
ああ、ただバカなだけなんだ。だから意地張ってないで勉強会に参加してみろよ。きっとお前でも成績アップできると。
そうですね。私一人では限界があると感じていました。
Alright, on to Sayori. Now, Sayori's voice, at least for English, for me, like settling with one was, like, really fucking hard, because, like, there are so many voices that suit her. Hell, I just have a list of candidates. One of them was Neanders for some reason. Like, when the fuck did that happen? But if you've seen Cyanide's, like, older videos, you'll probably know who Shiren is. Like, for me, Sayori's voice always, like, bounces right back to Shiren. So I guess, like, boom, here we go. Forgive me if I'm butchering these names. I'm just rambling here as I record, because, like, 14 years on YouTube, and me getting used to my voice is still an issue. Oh. Anyway, let's move on. Sayori's Japanese voice, however, that shit's fucking easy. My pick for Sayori's Japanese voice? Minori Suzuki, and I'm just gonna use her performance in Macross Delta as an example.
Monika.
なんも無理なんか。はあ、何触っとるね、エッチ。はあ、私もなんか胸が熱くなって。
Good God! It's so perfect! Like, you'd swear to God they were the same! And you may be wondering, did I really just pick this because of a meme? Yes, I did. But then there was the incident. Why, Pog Monkey? Why would you do this to me? I didn't finish Delta, it was spoiled for me! That shit had me depressed for 3 days. I was like... That was the worst 3 days of my life right there. No, I'm not ready! I'm not ready. On to Natsuki. As for Natsuki, oh Jesus Christ. God! It's fucking Iron Mouse! Like, now, when it came to, like, choosing a voice I liked for Natsuki, like, I've had, like, at least 2 more candidates for this. But no, my mind just kept bouncing back to Mousy. Like, I'm legit scared that this is gonna drive me fucking insane. Because I gotta remember, these two are completely different, separate fucking things. But again, you'd swear to God they were the same. The fact that Mousy played the role of Natsuki in the Lost Pause playthrough of DDLC doesn't really help to amend the situation that I'm in. Especially since that was my introduction to VTubers in the first place. Like, fuck, man. Ah! Oh, God.
Don't put your pee in. I want her to make me. Isn't that right, asshole? If you can't handle me at my ooh, you can't handle me at my oh. I talk to my tits every day and they never grow. I was just gonna give it to you too. But then I heard you blab about the cupcakes. It was me all along. Surprise,
You see what I mean, chat? Oh God, I'm gonna go crazy over this. Now, with all this, I really don't have anything like against Iron Mouse. In fact, I commend her for doing what she did. But the reason why I'm acting this way is because all my thoughts just keep bouncing back to that. To the point where at one time I couldn't even distinguish between Natsuki and Iron Mouse, and that's what's driving me insane right now. When it comes to Natsuki's Japanese voice, I'm a lot less sure about that. I mean, I guess Mousy could reprise, but I'm not too sure how good her Japanese is. Like I don't want to assume or anything. I don't want to assume. It's just like I don't know how far she is into it. You know, if you know what I mean. So like that's like a hard ass baby. Now a little backup you may have seen on the other hand is Sayori Hara, but that like I've only really heard her in like laid back camp. I forget what it's called in Japanese. I know, I'm fucking weak. And I forget who she voices too. I do remember that it was in that series specifically. So I'm a bit miffed on it. Like there are like 2 other candidates for this, and it's just gonna drive me up the fucking wall. I swear to God. Well, anyway, now on to Yuri. For Yuri's English voice, I think Jade Saxton would do pretty well. I'm just gonna use her performance as Saki Hanajima from Fruits Basket as an example. Why? Because I fucking love Fruits Basket!
Here I am to save the day. Da 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 da. I wish to eat yakiniku.
That's not what I meant.
Saki-chan, Saki-chan! Do you know if Toru-chan has eaten dinner yet? I can make something if you tell me what she likes.
She enjoys shark fin.
You're only saying that because it's what you want, aren't you?
I have never had a cold before. I guess it's true that idiots don't catch them. Oh, there's yakiniku. It was tough, but I've decided my goal is to graduate.
So, hi.
I'm busy now.
You only came for the yakiniku, didn't you?
Well, what do you want?
I thought maybe we could talk.
You want to talk? Very well. There's an especially pleasant tingle to the waves this evening, don't you think?
Or you know, we could talk about something that's not creepy and awkward.
No.
Like, Fruits Basket is my number one for a fucking reason, and we'll get into that sometime later. Probably never. Maybe on Twitter. I don't fucking know. The reason why I picked Saxton, other than the fact that I love Fruits Basket, is because, like, okay, it's just gonna get a little bit of story here. Like, we have this little grill, this little yakiniku grill that we use. And then one night when we was doing, like, when we was getting ready for it, my mind, for some reason, went to the scene in that one episode where they did the stage play where Saki just points out that there's fucking yakiniku. And for some reason, in that moment, when that came in, my mind replaced Hanajima with Yuri, and it fit almost perfectly. And I thought, like, oh my god, this could work. Now, as for Yuri's Japanese voice, Sayori Hayami is my first pick. Now, the candidates for this one is like only two, but Hayami went first. Like, someone, like I'm just recalling shit now. Like, I believe it was on Reddit. Like, someone on Reddit, I believe, like, posted like a little animation of Yuri in tune with one of the lines from Spy Family, and I was like, okay, this could work. But just to be safe, like Natsuki, I just have a second candidate on the list. Because again, can you tell that I'm kind of indecisive about this shit? And Yuri's second candidate is Yumi Hara. You may know her as the voice of Albedo. And before you go all snorting at your fucking keyboards, you might be wondering, what about MC? Well, I'm not even gonna fucking consider it. In base game, he's basically just a husk, and he's practically non-existent anyhow. Like, the most you really get out of him is a back shot. And besides, I don't really think a voice for him is really necessary. Like, could you imagine any of the Mario characters in the games having, like, actual speaking lines outside the standard Yahoo! Or like, as if they were actually fucking talking? Like, it's kind of weird, right? I mean, to be fair, it's not as weird as the whole
Hello, Mario.
Like, I'm just gonna leave the Super Mario Bros. Movie out of it because, like, that's separate. I'm not gonna count that. But you get the idea. Like, at that point, the immersion is just gone. So yeah, these were all my thoughts. And keep in mind, these ideas could still change. So it might not look the same after a while, but who knows? Like, you can agree with me, you can disagree with me, but what I don't want to see is you guys fucking bashing me over shit in the fucking comments. Yeah, don't act like I don't notice that shit. Now that we got that out of the way, be sure to like, subscribe, share this video, all that jazz. I'm gonna go get some water.